We've talked several times here about transitional moments and the importance of these transitional moments in one's life. Mostly we've talked about big transitions like moving away from home, getting married, having children, changing location, and so forth. These are important moments in life and often the ones from which a great deal of stress evolves. But let's talk today about more common transitional moments, things that happen throughout the day. Do I do things this way? I'm going to change gears and I'm going to go there instead of here. How am I going to structure my week, my day, my month, and so forth? Those are transitional moments and they deserve some attention. And I'd like to suggest that one of the best ways to approach these transitional moments is by trying to be in the right place for the transition to occur. The right place emotionally, the right place logically and philosophically, sometimes the right place physically, but often we don't have much control over that. But in terms of intellectually, psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, I think one of the things that can be a great help to everybody is a little bit of meditation. Now, I know there's a vast amount of information available on meditation. It's both wide and deep. But I'd like to suggest something simple today, something that, whether or not you're an experienced meditator, might be of use to you, and I think will help you make this transition from one state to another, from one activity to another, and that might give you some impartiality and a clearer head in viewing these things. It's a very simple meditation, and it's a very simple process. It amounts to counting your breaths. Can you count your breaths and count to 10? And do that for 10 minutes. Just count your breaths. When you get to 10, start over, just for 10 minutes. Now, as you do this, there are 4 things that can happen. One is you fall asleep. Okay. Number 2 is you lose your place, in which case it is important not to criticize or blame yourself for having lost your place, but just go back to number 1 and start over. Another thing that will happen is that you suddenly discover instead of counting 10, you've counted number 62. That's also an indication that you should just go back and start over. Again, count 10 breaths for 10 minutes. And one final word. Don't expect to get this right the first time or the second time or the 100th time. This is really a little more complicated, a little more difficult, and takes a little more willpower and attention than you might think. But give it a try. 10 breaths for 10 minutes. How many times can you count to 10 in 10 minutes? Well, the number is important, but the process is, and I'd like to know how this works for you. Drop me a note or post a note here and let me know what happens to you, what arises in your world as this happens moving forward. Good luck. I'm sure you'll find this very, very interesting.